YouTube. Okay, so we're gonna try to create a brochure or complete the project on brochure of information. So I have here an option for you. Option one is to do it on a Google slide like this, or a brochure application on a Word file, or in any other Microsoft applications or Microsoft Office related app. There are also available brochure makers online. Apparently that would require you to have a, it's free, but that would require you a lot of steps to even get into the system. And that will always be limited with a template, and you cannot really get a picture of whatever you wanted to put in. So let's make it basic. So from here, we're going to title this brochure of information. And let's say this is my work, okay? And I wouldn't really need a lot of stuff on my brochure except for the 3 section. And if I can go back to the instruction related to that brochure making, that was dated September 9. So I will just have to check back to that information and sample uploaded on the form, and that would help me remember what to do or add some information on what to do. But I will focus on the rubric content, okay, because this will be the basis of the grading, okay? So it says here that for you to have a very good brochure, your brochure should have organization, or should represent organization and attractiveness. If the brochure has exceptionally attractive formatting and well-organized information, then I'm gonna grade you 5 on that. If the content is accurate and correct, then those facts are exceptional, and that's perfect. If your writing organization is also correct and organized, or should I say, free of error, then that will be a perfect 5 on your favor. If the writing, meaning the information, all the insights you wanted to share in there are free from grammatical mistakes, then that would be also a good thing for you to a good way for you to get a good grade. Okay, so for the graphics and design, there's a required pictures or graphic designs that should be related to your topic. A good mix of both in a text will definitely ace your project. So sources, it has to be from a certain record that exists, and the link should be working when you put a URL on your resource page. So now that I'm already familiar on what will be the basis of a perfect 100 on a 60% project grade, okay, using this brochure grading rubric, now I will go back to my brochure of information slide. Okay, so this is just a bare slide. So what I will do is I will think of a way to make it creative. There's a lot of ways to do that, and the gauge of creativity will be dependent from person to person. In this case, it is clearly stated there that my brochure should be organized. So from the web link, or should I say from the uploaded guide, or the information given to me or given to everybody, dated September 9. Okay, let me just look for that one. At some point, where did it go? Okay. It says here, okay, that the section format should be something like this. So the first part on the right side should have the title page. So igneous rock, whether this would reflect the number or the sample number that you worked on, or the name, it wouldn't matter, as long as it should be about the rock that you selected. So from this one, okay, to reflect that or to show that section, I will insert a text box over here. And a text box could have some borders. And if I don't want to really have a solid borders, and instead I will just have this type of border, that would be fine, okay? And then I will go ahead and use a different font style, because this is a project, so I don't want my project to look like really formal. but I want it to be organized and creative. So I will like probably look at Pacifico as a font style for some portions of my title. And since I have a large space for the title, I will increase the font size. And this is gonna be my format for the title. And I would say this is Igneous Rock. And let's say I'm working on granite. Okay, and I will just go ahead and change the order of this one into center because this is skewed all the way to the left. Okay, so, and then the title is Igneous Rock, which is a granite. And then probably I'll just use a small font. Okay, on the statement says brochure of information on rock number 44. So this time I will change my font into a different one, maybe this one. Okay, that would be fine. If I could make it smaller if I wanted to, of course. Okay, so now it looks like basic, but it is attractive to me. Okay, so definitely to the other. So you have to always ask yourself, is this attractive enough for me? Then it should be attractive enough for other people. Okay, if I wanted to go ahead and enhance this image or this section, I can put on a color. You know, your Google Slide is really amazing app because it could give you a lot of stuff in here. Just basic formatting of your text box is already enough. You can use a lot of customized color, and you can even format this into different things. So if I say format, I could click on format option. I'll move myself all the way there. And then I could create some rotation, positions, or text lifting, or shadows and transparencies. Okay, so for transparencies, if I don't want transparency, it's gonna be solid colors. But if I want transparency, it's gonna give me, it's gonna give me a very light shade color. Okay, so that would be a good option for me too. So if I want it a little blurry, then I would have to adjust things. Okay, so moving forward, in the middle of my brochure, it says here that I should reflect submission entries. Now there's a purpose why it's there, because this is a three-fold material. When we fold it, this goes to the back and this goes to the front. So going back to our brochure of information, okay, this time, okay, I can use a different font, a different shape, probably a call out or something else, like something like this. Okay, so that would be my stuff to use. And this time, what would match to the yellow, of course, is just based on my creativity and my style. So, and then I will add an edit text, and this is where I put in submitted by, let's say, David. Were you Garcia Gutierrez? Okay, just a random name, okay. And then submitted to Miss Sunshine. Want it to be more creative than this? I can insert some images here or clip art. How to do that? I'll just click on image, search image, let's say rock clip art. Okay, let me just put myself all the way there. Okay, because sometimes rock clip art would be funny and interesting to use. I'll use these two things and I'll adjust each of them, making sure that I'm not covering the name. Now I got the entire rock on the top of my submission portion. And then on the other side, I have an option to, or a section to write the references. So in here, I can make this okay, and then I can break the lines. I don't need to really use the solid lines for projects. Okay, so this will be my resources. Since I already use, you know, an image, okay, so what I will have to do is to copy the URL for this image. So let's say, for example, I did not, you know, I clicked on image on the website. So whatever is it, so let's say rock, clip art, okay, whatever is it that you wanted to use. Now, if you click on it, there will be, so mine is this one, or this one rather. Okay, and then I'll just have to click this web link, and I'll go back to my brochure of information, and I will say, okay, so this is a web link, and then this was like retrieve from that web link, dated September, let's say today is 18, 2020. And that's my first resource. Okay, so I'm done with the first section of my brochure. Now I can save that. Okay, I can save that and then upload, or I can actually go ahead and use the next, what do you call this? Use the next slide. Okay, use the next slide for my next content. So for my next content, I will have to use the same reference. So in here, I'm done with all this section. Okay, now I got all the body of my brochure over here. So it says here, igneous rock information should be found in here. The chart texture and name of igneous rock and rate of cooling should be in the middle. Origin, mineral, family, and uses should be here. Now, part of the rubric says there should be graphic or picture and text mixture to make it really exceptional. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I am telling you that this will take a lot of work and imagination. Okay, so I'm not, okay, so here is the about the rock. Okay, so I will first use a title. Maybe I will go ahead and use some call outs. Well, sometimes, you know, call outs are really helpful so that it will be really interesting. Okay, so this is granite. And make it larger. Make it this one. Okay. And maybe make it bold, so it will be more enhanced. Okay. And I will use a broken line for my text box. And let's say whatever information I found on Granite. Okay, so if I have it on my digital science notebook, I can use it. Just copy paste everything that you've used in the digital science notebook. So if I will be doing that, so this lines will be like the best way to do that. So information, and then there you go for the information. And I'm just gonna say retrieve from digital science notebook. On the other hand, if it's not from the science notebook, if it's from a web link, I'm just gonna have to write the information here, not copy paste them, but paraphrase the information based from what I understand. Okay, and then say that I wanted to make it more friendly. So I would look for Granite images. So let's say this is the Granite image. So I'll select in there, and it's gonna insert into my slide. I don't need all of them. Okay, so I'll just have to show the actual picture of a granite over here. Okay, or I can even put it over there, and then the information will go ahead and continue. Okay, so I'm done with my information. Now the next thing is the chart. Now the chart could be an image. You can take a picture of the chart and then put it in here as an image, or you can put an internal chart. So chart of information. So what is that all about? Information about granite. Okay, so to do that, I will insert a table over here. So I need sections for the igneous rock, rate of cooling, texture, origin. Okay, so I will put all those stuff. So since this is a soft copy chart, I can go ahead and adjust it. Okay, and then since this is adjustable to a certain font, so this is the igneous rock section. Igneous. Okay, rate of cooling. I can always adjust the font style, I mean the font size anyway, so it's fine. And then the texture, just to make it proportion. And then the origin, like where did it came from. You can always click undo if you press a certain button as well. So this is a granite, rate of cooling is slow, texture is coarse, and origin is from magma. Now, I will have to talk about this further using the other information I needed. So I have to talk about the texture here. Okay, so if I want that more organized, I will choose to put it on the center because that's the title. And then all the other information should be listed in here as well, based from whatever I wanted to put in. So the texture of this is coarse because of the presence of whatever observation I have. And then the next thing is so that I will not have a hard time doing and redoing the text box, I'll just have to, copy paste the text box that I have already used. And then put in all the information that you have as well. And then work on continuously on other items. So it says here, origin. Just a little the text box. And then I have to add, based from the guide, I have to add the family. What family does it belong to? Is it from felsic, mafic, or intermediate? And the last is the uses. Okay, so all these things, imagine that all those lines reflect all the information you needed. So all these things could be all in one section like this. Okay, so I could go ahead and change the font color of this one and all the other things. So for example, I wanted to change the font color to different color, I can do that. I wanted to insert some uses image, I can do that. So all those things could be, a combination of text and graphic. So this is not yet as creative as I expected, but I know that you can make it more creative using the different ways, such as inserting image, organizing your background, adding font color, using different font style, resizing everything that you wanted to resize and all that. Okay, so that's it. And you're just gonna have to turn this in. Okay, save it. Okay, if you wanted to be a PDF file or a JPEG, you can just click download, okay, and whatever file format you wanted. But I'm okay with you just sharing the file or uploading the file. So I'll go back to my submission entry. So if I provided here 2 submission entry, you can just select one. If you had it in one file, you can just select one of them. Okay, or I can't remember if I made it all required, then you just have to upload it twice. Okay, if you put it on one section. So I have here for the check-in today, you're just gonna have, did you review the understanding or the instruction? So I have done that. You have to do all the efforts to do it. You got enough internet connection to do it. You may have a problem, but you will have to still be creative to submit your work. And again, if you know and understand the consequence of not submitting, you know that there's going to be percentage of your grade. You can click this one as well. If there's any question related, you have to click on this and then turn it in. Okay. So your period number, name, and last name. So anything that is related to Igneous Rock is 60%. Like Igneous Rock project is 60%. So that is just for the reminder, and just saying that, you know, you got to take a look at this and do it seriously before anything else pile up. Okay, so that's it. I hope I have able to help you on this one or on this matter. Okay, thank you.